All right, coming up on today's episode, we've got our Liam's Facts, our top 5 first-person shooter games, our fight scene, our weekly recap, and our joke of the week. So make sure you like, subscribe, stay tuned, everybody. Man, it's early. Can't talk today. Look forward to the show, everybody. Welcome back to the dojo, everybody. This is True Talk with TRUMOTION, where a couple of guys talk about how to make the world a better place and hopefully make your day a little bit better in the process. My name is Mark, followed by my co-host Tony.
What's up?
Let's get this show on the road. So, how was your week this week?
It's a busy week. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We had our rehearsals, the last rehearsal before all.
Oh yeah, when's your performances start?
We start Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 2 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All at a Bravo.
When's the last show?
Wednesday night at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it seems. Well, I guess not. I was gonna say that seems early for Christmas programs.
So, yeah, I mean, I used to think the same thing too, and then I started looking at the logistics of the two brothers who founded Millennial Choirs and Orchestra, and they go and conduct at every single locale that is in the Western.
There's only so many dates you can have.
Right.
Yeah,
When you
makes sense.
when you have seven locations. Now, granted, I think Arizona and Utah are the two that have the most number of concerts.
Okay.
And I want to say that Arizona probably beats Utah by way of seats, but I could be wrong on that. The number of people who see it.
Probably because as good as a Bravenel Hall is, it's not very big.
It's small.
It's pretty small.
It's small. And especially with how we logistically how we have to do things in order to get everybody out there and singing. Because we have a little kids choir.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to call it a group. It's a choir.
Yeah.
And then we've got kind of like your preteens, and then you got your teenager group and everything else, and then you have the adults. In just the adult section, there's 370 of us.
That's a lot.
And so to move us off stage and to move
the kids
on, and then there's several songs where the adults sing with the kids. And so where do you put 370 adults when all the kids are on the stage?
Yeah.
And so we take up all of the balcony space that's on the sides of the concert hall. So the actual open seats that we have, the only ones that we've got are on the floor and in the back of the balcony area. And so because we just come into the sides of the balcony and then we come off to because that way we can fit the rest of the the people singing and stuff on there. And so it's like I tip my hat to them. I mean, it is a logistical nightmare that hurts my brain just to kind of think about how are you going to get people on and off stage, time it just right so that you're not having massive amounts of dead time. But again, so I think the concerts hit off this week, and I have no idea which place was first. But again, the two brothers are going to be here from Monday until Wednesday. And who knows what they have
move on to the next.
Then move on to the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. Then it's 2 to 3 weeks of just.
And when you put it like that, then it's okay, that makes sense why it's 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And we when I first started with them, we only had 2 days of concerts, so four concerts that we did, and. They would kind of push to, okay, we still have tickets available. We sold it and get the tickets sold. Because I don't know what agreement they have with the Bravenel on. Yeah. If tickets are unsold, do they have to buy those seats, or is it just if they're
I think they probably from what I've heard from other things that do screenings and concerts, they rent out the concert hall, and if they don't sell then they just don't make any money.
Oh, okay.
So it's they have a set price to rent out the space. then whatever ticket sales they get, that's how they make their money back or make money.
Right.
I think that's how it works.
It might be because, well, and I know that by way of a concert of this type, because I was looking up, you know, I probably mentioned this before. I was like, I've always wanted to go see one of the concerts where they do the movie and the concert at the same time.
And it was like $100, right?
It was like $120.
Yeah.
And our tickets, like, and that's the thing, like, if you go see a musical or something like that, like a Broadway musical that comes in at, you know, Pioneer Theater or whatever, or the Eccles Theater, I mean, you're looking at, you know, easily $120 to $150 a ticket.
Yeah, you want to know some garbage? Maya, shout out to Maya. She is the queen of like finding deals. She bought tickets to Wicked for $20 a seat. Like 26 bucks a seat. She was just looking. Now, granted, they weren't like close or anything, but I mean, at Eccles, I mean, is there a bad seat at Eccles? I mean, so she could see everything.
Yep.
She had nothing was obstructed. Obviously, you can hear everything.
Yeah.
So she went and saw Wicked for like $26.
Dude, tip my hat to that girl.
At Eccles Theater. I took Shanna like when it first came out here in Utah, like God, years ago.
Yeah.
We sat like bottom floor or lower floor, but like towards the back end, they were like $200 a seat.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like, and then we look at what we pay for football tickets, and you're like,
never mind.
Jesus. Which, speaking of tickets, Sarah told me that, and I didn't know this, the Grizzlies, the Utah Grizzlies, they're moving. Since we have
a pro team, makes sense.
We don't get to have the minor league team, so they're actually moving to, I believe it's Trenton, New Jersey.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer deal.
Yeah. So, this is their last season. I bought tickets to go see them. We're lower bowl, row 9, $26 a ticket.
Oh, see.
So it's like, we're going to go. Yeah. We're going to go see him this month.
Well, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Well, that's really kind of unfortunate knowing that because, I mean, I understand that the Maverick Center is used for other things other than just the hockey game, but that's what they use that a lot for.
That's their main,
that's their main thing. I know that, so back in my previous life, I thought I was going to be a thespian. Yeah.
Hey, who you choose to date's your own deal, dude.
I really love doing musicals and stuff like that. And, I did a show at, Hale Center Theater, and it was the last one that I did before I started teaching.
Okay.
And when I started teaching martial arts, that's when it just put the kibosh to all.
Yeah, everything else takes a back seat.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
There's no, like, if I were to teach a studio, or run a studio, there's no way that I could do
the choir stuff right now.
No way in hell.
Not at all. Well, let me rephrase, not unless you want to continue to teach.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, could you? Yes, but then you would have no students and no building, and you wouldn't be able to teach anymore anyway.
No. But no, we were out there, and I still had a lot of friends and stuff like that were, out at that facility. And when they moved from the West Valley location to where they're at right now in Sandy, I was like asking people, I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, this was kind of like an anchor staple here. Like, you had this really beautiful, nice theater and stuff like that that's here. You've also got you've got the Maverick Center that's right there. You had some it almost looked like West Valley was like, we're gonna try to build this out just a
Hollywood
little bit.
Connection.
Yeah, you had a couple really nice areas. Apparently, and again, I could be completely talking out of my butt because this is rumor mill stuff. But the organization for Hale Center Theater went to him and said, "Hey, we would like to stay here. However, there are a lot of things that we need to update with this theater. To do what we want to do." And again, whenever you do that, I mean, you're talking millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we're going to put a new coat of paint.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to go to your landlord, we've got to do some TI improvements, and I need to put in a new floor and I need to do this. And it's like, okay, it's like 20 grand. Okay, fine, whatever. We're talking millions of dollars. And, and West Valley was just like, no, it's we won't do that. And they're like, you do know that this helps you, right? And like, yeah, no, we just want to do that.
Yeah.
And, and I kind of hate to say it, but when you're in that type of environment where you can move and people will come see you no matter what.
Yeah. I think they learned their lesson because they've really kind of updated Valley Fair.
Yeah.
And all the restaurants around there. But yeah, that corner where Maverick Center is, that place is dying.
Yeah.
Like, there's everything shutting down over there.
There's nothing going to be over there. And it's really kind of, it's sad and unfortunate seeing that because, like that, I don't even know if they utilize that building at all. And
I don't even remember where it is.
Yeah. So it's like right as you're driving to the Maverick Center, it's right there on that right-hand side. I do have to say, though, that because I have seen a couple of shows over at the new facility in Sandy, and holy crap.
Yeah, we went and saw A Christmas Story. It was either last year or 2 years ago, but we weren't in the big theater.
The one that's in the round?
Yeah, we weren't
just
in
the
that
regular
one.
theater?
Yeah, and that was still really nice.
Dude, I was really happy that they did that because there's a lot of a lot of really good plays that you can see in a normal fashion, where it's not in the round. But oh yeah, I watched Lucky Stiff. I like that. It's a fun, it's a fun musical. If you know anything about Lucky Stiff, it's about a kid who his uncle, super rich uncle, dies, and he's supposed to like push his dead body around and stuff like that to all these different places.
Like Weekend at Bernie's.
Kinda, but it's like, these are my last things. And he has this like cassette recorder type thing that he's supposed to press a button to like, and of course it's narrated and just the dead body's there and in order to get his inheritance type of thing. And so it's a stupid fun musical, and they did some really cool stuff with the background design and stuff like that and set design that was just really kind of, instead of utilizing, actual set pieces, they had like these giant LCD screens that had frames and stuff that were built around them. And they just like digitally put on there what scene that they needed. And they would just like flip the screens and stuff like that. It was awesome. I was just like, dude, this is so freaking cool. But yeah, no, like the new Hale Center Theater, dude, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
nice.
when you've got backing of a bank, which is what it is now.
Yeah.
And they've also built in their facility there, so it's kind of like, well, hey, we got this theater here now. You're gonna be here forever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are, but
yeah,
but yeah, no, like, so we like with costs and stuff like that. Like I think the most expensive seat for us in our entire production is like $40.
That's not bad at all.
No, not for the quality of what you're going to get, which is, which again was one thing that blew my mind the first time I went. Like I was expecting, unfortunately, I was expecting, to go and have like a Dance Mom type, production where your kid goes out there and they do a little dance type thing, and except by way of choir would be like some children's church choir,
where one really good singer and everybody else
is just dog. It's just like bad, and everybody's like not singing. It's just bad. But no, like it is high quality, high octane, high protein. Yeah, and they come out and like I tell people who are like who go and who watch it, like just be warned, it's a roller coaster ride for an hour and a half. So just buckle in, strap in. There's no intermission.
Yeah, it
is an hour and a half of like, okay, we're gonna just blast you in the face with awesome music and everything else. And
well, if you want to go, you got to wait till next year.
So gotta wait till next year. Actually,
tickets are all out.
Yeah, I know. And this year, like we sold out 5 concerts in 24 hours.
So Tony will tell us many moons in advance when you can log on and get your tickets.
Yeah. And there's a hack we found out this year that made it a lot easier.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it was quicker, but it is easier. And that is to actually call in and not use their website.
Yeah, I was going to say
their
that seems better.
Website is dog shit.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. This is the thing that, again, irritates me. Okay. So the base price of the ticket's $40, right? For every single ticket, there's a processing fee.
Oh, I hate that.
And I'm like, and then the processing fee is like $8 to $10.
Yeah.
Per ticket. And I'm like, your website experience is horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. Once I get on there, it times out so many times that I have to I don't even know if I got my tickets or not.
Yeah.
And you're then going to still charge me a service fee. Thank you for my service. It's like,
well, they call it a convenience fee.
And there's nothing convenient about it.
Exactly.
I mean,
that's one thing that really bothers me about businesses is when you get charged those quote unquote convenience fees.
Right.
Because we just switched over to AT&T internet here.
Oh, okay.
And way cheaper than Comcast, by the way.
Yes.
And they're like, yeah, there's you got to leave a credit card on file. And I was like, well, does it have to auto or can they send me a statement and I pay when I want to pay it?
Yeah.
They're like, well, you got to keep something. But when you get your account set up, you can log on and change it to a bank account. And it'll save you $5. I was like, done. I go, save me $5. I go, you guys charge a credit card fee, don't you? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, so you guys just pass that on to the consumer? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, I cannot stand that. Because as somebody that runs credit cards, it's like I get charged a lot of money every month to charge people money.
Yeah.
And I don't make the students pay for that.
No.
And it's like, really bothers me when I see big businesses do that as well. Now, granted, everything they do is times 10. So I can only imagine the credit card fees that they're paying. But at the same time, they're also profiting hundreds of millions of dollars. It's like they can afford to eat the credit card fees.
But here's the thing, and this is yes. Do they have to pay a lot in credit card fees?
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Are they paying probably millions of dollars a month in credit card fees? Yeah.
Probably.
At
least hundreds of thousands for sure.
But if you put down the percentage per transaction that they're having to charge, because they do volume, that they're sitting at they're pulling in millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, in fees every single month, that they're going to go to Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express and be like,
hey, we want a lower transaction fee.
We want a lower transaction fee. And they're going to capitulate and say, yeah, we'll give you, for those of us, I ran my studio, even Danny, who does very, very well for himself, or even Tyler, who does very, very well for himself, if they were to go and say hey, we want a lower transaction fee,
they'd be like, no.
And they're like, no.
Yeah, apparently a bunch of credit or MasterCard and Visa and I think Discover, they got pulled in front of Congress and got called out on that.
Yeah.
So why are you giving big business that probably doesn't need your help a break, and then small business that probably does need your help, you're basically giving them the finger. So,
because I watched that.
Yeah,
I watched that, and none of them had an answer.
No,
they're just like, oh, well, I mean, it's kind of like a bulk thing, and none of them had an answer for that. And the thing that I find absolutely ridiculous is, and again, there were so many things, that you find out about running your own business that you're like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Transaction fees on credit cards. Okay. One of the biggest, I look at this and I'm like, what a way to make billions of dollars on the side of free money.
Yeah.
Is just to have a company that all I do is I take something from over here and I pass it to over here,
And it's like they are providing a service and a convenience, so I understand that they need to be compensated. but not to the
do.
extent that they're charging, for sure.
I mean, good heavens.
Yeah.
I mean, I think right now, like, what you're probably paying anywhere between 5 to 7% per transaction, and that's if you include all of the transaction fees together.
I need to look at it. We just switched companies. I would probably say about 7 months ago, earlier in this year. The previous company we were using was upwards around 5-7% for sure.
Who did you switch to?
I can't even remember. It's Agile Financial or something like that. It's still with the Mats.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually switched to, because I remember, I think it was Square.
Yeah.
That was like 3.9 or something like that.
Yeah, we used to be with like Tissus.
Yeah, I was with Tissus for a long time.
Yeah.
And then
their credit card fees were ridiculous.
Dude, Tissus was a joke.
Yeah.
But then when Square started to come out, I built my whole entire back end website. So when anybody came in, and my whole presentation and stuff would be through that website, and then they would enter in all their information through the website. Their billing would come through the website. They would get like notifications if they needed, like, they set up their whole account and everything else right there. Mm-hmm. And then Square would run their account, every single month. And then the reason why I did that was because it did automate a lot of things that I just, neglected to do. I wasn't really good at it, of like constantly calling people and hounding them like, hey, your credit card's, out of date. Oh yeah, I'll get that to you. Yeah. This way it would like send a notification, send a cancellation charge. I would just be like, yeah, this is like what's going on. Yeah. And, but yeah, no, it was like, but again, like at 3.9% for the volume that I was doing, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, it's, and that's the thing. It was like the transaction fee was 3.9%. There was no like service fee. There's no monthly fee. There's no like, you got to rent this equipment fee. Yeah. All of those other bullcrap fees that are on top of your base, percentage rate too. And I'm just like, I just did it all through that. Dude, it made everything so much easier and cheaper. And so, but but no, yeah, like for like, back to the concert tickets, it's like for $40, like $8 a ticket. It's a 20% increase.
That's a little high.
Per ticket.
High.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, like are you improving your system at all?
Yeah.
Are you getting better at all? Like the fact that, and again, let's even say, because, I'm kind of a nerd, and I think that this is just ridiculous, that you can have, let's say that every single seat is a single user that is logging in to their website at one given point in time. Okay? And that's all coming in at the same time. You're going to tell me that your server can't deal with 10,000 requests?
Yeah.
If that's the case, then you suck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Like there are video game companies out there that are like, oh yeah, like we've got, 80,000 users in a persistent space at a given point in time. And it's not just text that they're throwing around and ordering seats and everything else. It's like, no, it's like it's a lot of stuff going on and everything else that we've got to keep track of, and our servers do a great job at it and whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're not charging those video game players like $8 a game to play. So
the people would lose their mind, or they would just pay it, and then that would create a whole other list of problems.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of video games, that's kind of what we got going on with our show.
Do you like that?
Yeah, good segue. Nice. Very good. But also, we apologize, or at least I apologize. Apparently, last week's episode, when it uploaded, like up until like the intro, I think after that, there was no video.
What?
Yeah. And I looked at the download and there was video. So something happened with the like transfer to YouTube and stuff like that. And then, at least on Spotify, or the fight scene, there was no audio. So last week, by the way, I had Hulk winning. He had a tie. Just FYI.
Yeah.
So hopefully that does not happen this week. So we'll see. I didn't do anything different. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But let's continue on with the show. All right. Last week's Liam's Facts was, who was the Greek god that was cursed of pushing Boulder up a hill?
Yes, it is.
Who was it? It was Sisyphus.
Not to be confused with syphilis, which is bad. You should go see a doctor. But Sisyphus.
Maybe they should have named it syphilis because he was cursed. But it was Sisyphus. All right. So this week's Liam's Facts is video game themed as well. Is what 1997 Nintendo 64 game is widely cited as the greatest game of all time?
Dude, it has the most sick, amazing pause screen music. Like,
that's a hint if you've ever played it.
You went in, okay, go to the composers. Hey, we've got to put some music here because it's like you just don't want a dead space. So, can you make something?
Yeah.
And dude drops the beat.
Yeah. And honestly, hint again, if you don't know it by now, I don't know if you will know it. It kind of entered in an entire generation of games.
A whole entire different way of thinking about the video game industry.
Yeah.
Was kind of started at that point, I would dare say.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's in my head right now.
I know.
It's really hard for me not to be like,
I don't say
I'll sing along.
Yeah. Don't even sing it because that'll give it away. So again, one more time, what 1997 Nintendo 64 game is cited as the greatest game of all times? Leave your answer in the comments down below or email us at TrueTalkTuesdays@gmail.com and let us know. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, and tell us what you think. And our top 5 is kind of about video games, so we'll see how it goes. But moving on to a word from our sponsor.
Yeah. TRUMOTION in motion, let's go. Gear up, stand tall, feel the flow. Kicking it strong with the best of the best. Streetwear fresh, put your style to the test. Karate vibes, yeah, we bring that heat. From tees to hoodies, keep it sharp, keep it sleek. T-shirt or hoodie, we got both. Subs for the grind, focus on growth. Stickers and swag, let the world know you rep style. Now let's go. TRUMOTION merch, yeah, we level up. Style so sharp, got that warrior's touch. Reppin' that swag, flex it, wear it proud. Support TRUTALKS and wear it loud. Discipline, power, the heart of the fight. Your fit's gotta match your unstoppable might. Tigers and dragons, bold on the sleeve. Step in the dojo, they know you don't leave. Oh, step up, don't wait. Rock that fit, let's elevate. TRUMOTION merch, yeah, we level up. Style so sharp, got that warrior's touch. Rocking that drip, yeah, you own the crowd. Support TRUTALKS and wear it loud. Yeah, we reppin' strong, no fear, no doubt. TRUMOTION merch shop is what it's all about.
All right, thank you, sponsor. Again, make sure you go on, buy some merch. I think we should have some holiday stuff on there, like the Deck the Halls hoodies and the Argyle sleeves and all that good stuff. So if you don't have a holiday-themed karate shirt, first of all, shame on you. And then second, go get one. But moving on to our top 5. All right, this week's top 5 is top 5 first-person shooters.
Yes.
Did you go modern or did you get some retros?
Dude, I went all the way back to the very beginning where I think the FPS first started.
Okay.
For FPS first-person shooter, for those who don't know.
Well, that's also going to be our gamer slang too.
Yes.
So
yep,
we'll see how well you guys know that.
Yeah. My number one of all time is Doom.
Doom. Okay.
Yeah.
Doom was good.
And I'm talking about the original one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no. I gotcha.
Yeah. And the whole reason why is because it was kind of the first of its time, you know, and it was the first one to make big money, you know, to actually be pretty successful. Other games at the time were side scroller, you know, type games or, you know, kind of adventure type games, stuff that nothing really quite like that in that realm. And oh my gosh, like I would waste hours in front of that. Just yeah, original Doom.
Yeah.
Original Doom.
Okay.
It was just phenomenal. So that had to go in at number one.
Yeah.
Just because it was like, because in my honest opinion, I think it was because of them that the whole entire FPS genre started, like really kicked off.
And was that just on PC?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that
was
was just PC.
Well, and that was the thing, like a lot of your, you know, first person shooters and stuff like that. Or at least
the original was
the
PC.
original ones were PC. Like you could have, and when I just to clarify for people who don't know, side scroller games are games a lot like in the very beginning Mario, where you would just go to the side and the whole entire like background would scroll. So you stayed the same and everybody else just kind of like all your scene moved around you. A lot of the video games and stuff that you had were variations of side scroller games.
Yeah, like Contra.
You know, Contra. You had like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones. You had the X-Men one if you were at an arcade. A lot of those were just your basic side scrollers. And you know, that's kind of what you would have, you know, or like a Pac-Man style type game.
Or it's all just
Zelda,
one screen.
where you're there on one screen, and then when you move to the next one, the whole screen changes, and then you're working things through on that screen, all the way to like, you know, like the very beginnings of Final Fantasy, which is kind of similar to that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course you had like the puzzle games like
Tetris.
Like, well, no, I'm thinking more like Myst.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, where you would go and you're having to like try to figure out things in this, you know, in the scene. But yeah, all of the big ones were all PC games, just because the consoles weren't powerful enough.
Yeah, they couldn't handle it at the time.
Yeah, they just couldn't. The tech wasn't there, you know, to run like a full-on PC game without spending literally thousands of dollars in order to do it. The crazy thing is now is because of, you know, Moore's Law. For those of you who know, is that part of the jargon?
No,
okay,
it's not.
Moore's Law. Or hold on.
I was gonna say I've never heard of Moore's Law.
No, okay, yeah, Moore's Law. I was like, no, like, you know, because there's another theory that's out there, like the theory that says, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong.
That's Murphy's Law.
That's Murphy's Law. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Moore's Law. Moore's Law is, and he was again, you know, scientist, physicist who made computer components and stuff like that, and he came out and said, every 18 months, technology will double.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so double by way of speed, double by way of transistors, double by way of like, you know, capability and everything else every 18 months. Now, of course, you get a law of diminishing returns, you know, as that number gets smaller and smaller and smaller by way of like, you know, cycle speed and stuff like that, but you're still doubling.
Yeah.
And so if you were to look at in the very beginning, you know, kind of like deep dive into, you know, video game history, you know, we had Pong, which was a rudimentary basic. You had like this paddle thing that was about this big with a dial on it and a couple of clickers on either side, and that's how you controlled the paddles that were on the screen. Yeah, it was playing tennis, and dude, that kind of like took the world by storm in the late 70s. Then you had a bunch of other kind of console game, you know, companies come up. But nothing really kind of took off until the Atari came out, because the Atari had a little bit better graphics and was very plug and play. You know, from the controllers weren't integrated into the system. There was a company called Odyssey that was out there. They had their controllers were actually hardwired into the console itself, but it also had like a push keyboard type thing that was on there, so you could type and do a whole bunch of other stuff in there. And so, but yeah, but even still, the technology behind the cartridges on the Atari, if you were to pull those apart, like you'd look at it now and be like, this is some ancient like hardware tech, and you're not wrong.
It is ancient hardware tech.
Like, yeah, I mean the processor speed that you have just running the phone or like the camera function on your phone would probably outstrip any, like all of those video games combined with all their circuitry. And it's just because now we can make things smaller. And so now, like which I'll probably like segue a little bit later on in the show, my question is, console or PC in today's day and age? Is there a big difference anymore?
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, and
I don't know too much about PC to like. I've heard that it's faster because you could have more.
Yeah.
Bigger tower.
Right.
So.
Right. But shoot, like, I mean, the new updates. We'll save all this for the next question.
Get to your top 5.
Get the top 5.
You've only got one.
I only got one. Okay.
10 minutes in.
Okay. Doom is number 1. My number 2, mainly for like, I love the idea. I love the concept. I love the storyline. And the fact that there were 2 endings depending on what you chose was BioShock.
Okay, yeah.
BioShock. It was really, really good. And the story at the very end. Because I the first time I played, to give you an idea of BioShock, you're caught in a storm somewhere, and you're on a boat, and you see this kind of like a door that's on this platform out in the middle of the ocean. And you just kind of go up to it and, well, it's either drown in the ocean or see what's behind door number 1, because it's the only thing that's out there. And then you go in there. And it was this city that was built underwater that they brought in all the scientists, doctors, and everything else. And they were able to run experiments to increase human productivity and everything else with no morality behind it. So now, in today's day and age, if you want to run an experiment, you have to pass it by a board, and they have to look at it and be like, what are the dangers? What are this? And no, the story was like, no, you don't have to do that. And so by doing that, they were able to unlock people with powers and everything else. And, but of course, everything goes sideways because there's nothing, it's all total unchecked power. And there's these girls, like little girls that are in there, and they're called the Little Sisters. And you have a choice. You can either save the little sister, and you get some, benefit by doing that, or you can kill the little sister, but you get more power. Okay? But either which way you choose affects the outcome in the ending.
Gotcha.
So, of course, and it just probably goes to show the type of person I probably am on the inside. So the first time I played it, I was like, yes, I'm going to save little sisters.
Yeah.
And they have
save them.
Yeah, they have this big protective guy that if you save a little sister, you don't have to deal with him. And I didn't want to deal with him. He was the big daddy, the big, like, freaking Hulk-looking guy with the scuba head and the big drill for a hand. I was like, I don't want to be drilled in the chest. That's just not.
Yeah.
So saved him and everything else. And dude, the ending, no joke. My eyes might have gotten a little sweaty because they were having a big workout. Because the ending is like, he saves all of he's fighting this bad guy, beats him up, everything else, but you're like almost dead by the time you do it. And all of these little sisters that you've saved throughout the entire game come and they help you. And they take you up to the surface and everything else. And then you get rescued and all these, I think there's 7 of them. No, 7. And it just kind of goes through, and it never shows your face because it's a first-person shooter. So all you see are your hands, and that. So all you see as the storyline goes on are the hands of like him holding these little girls' hands and stuff, because he kind of adopts them and takes them through school, gets them graduated, watches them get married and everything else. And so you're like watching all these like really happy events and everything else, and then in the very end, you see your hands, and they're like old with the age spots, and it's kind of skinny, and the flesh is, and you're in a hospital bed,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of they're talking about like how, how happy everything was because, you had this in your life, and hopefully you were able to help them in theirs and in that type of thing. And you're like, at that point, you're ready to die, and you're thinking he's going to die alone.
Yeah.
And then one by one, the girl's hands come in and they grab yours as you die. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hate you. So BioShock, the first one was fantastic. Second one was okay. I never played the third one.
Yeah.
Because I was like, the first was epic.
Yes.
The first was epic. So I really, really like that one. My number 3 at that point would be in the very beginning, Battlefield 1942.
Okay, yeah.
I really liked that one. They did a whole bunch where it was like, all of the original battlegrounds and stuff from World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Battle of the Bulge and everything else, and D-Day and all this other stuff, and with authentic, weaponry from the time.
Yeah.
And the reason why I chose this one was because a mod company, or I wouldn't even call it a company, but it was a bunch of programmers that would create a mod, and a mod is just a modification of the main core program so that they could overlay modern weapons on there. And so you could get the mod on a computer and then download it and use the mod, and then you would get
that's cheating.
No, it's not cheating. It's just it totally changed gameplay.
Yeah,
so
because you have better weapons, so you're
right.
cheating.
well, no. But the opponents and stuff that you're fighting against, they're playing the same mod too.
Mm.
So it's like, everybody has modern weapons now. So it's like, I liked fighting with World War II weapons, but I want to fight with using modern weapons, like an Abrams tank, and I want an A10 Warthog, and I would like an MP5, and and that's what they laid over top, and the company was called DICE. The company did so well making the mod that EA, who makes Battlefield 1942, bought DICE. And then, they became their own division where they made the Modern Warfare version of Battlefield.
Okay.
And so I kind of look at that one. I'm like, yeah, that one really kind of brought to bear, because Battlefield and Call of Duty were similar. Same.
Yeah.
But different.
All right.
But same. Okay.
What else you got?
Halo 3. Hey, again, talking about songs and music that the theme hits way too hard.
Yeah, Halo.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Like the very beginning, Gregorian chant type thing that's going on, and oh my gosh, it might just be because I'm getting old and nostalgic, and I listen to that, and I think literally, no joke, just like, there were better times.
Yeah.
Especially with my life the past 5 years. There were better times.
What's your last one?
Halo 3. I really did like that one. The last one that I would probably put on there is Counter-Strike or CS:GO.
Okay.
Because again, in the very beginning, I would say after Doom, because the same company that did Doom also did Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which was fun and it was awesome. But CS:GO came out, and that was kind of like one of those first multiplayer first-person shooter type things. You got it off of Steam. It was great. And so, yeah, I do know that this is just first-person shooter, but there's another one, and I think it's third-person. It's not technically a first-person one, but it's one of the ones that as I was thinking about this, about things that changed the landscape. And the one that I would think would be Max Payne.
Okay, yeah.
With bullet time. And so, because in Max Payne, part of the guy's ability was that he could slow time down. And I think that's where they got the idea for, and correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say it was maybe after The Matrix, but they used that same idea of when Neo kind of bends himself around the bullets as he's coming, that during this game, like as the person shot, you could like freeze it and then move yourself out of the way of the bullets and like change stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was another one that I was like, you know what, like cinematography on that one was
Good honorable
in
mention.
game was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are mine. Like, I mean, I've got a whole bunch in here that are like super good too, but you know, some of them are, you know, like,
Can have a couple honorable mentions.
yeah. Yeah. Like Borderlands. Borderlands is stupid fun.
I've never played Borderlands.
It's cartoony, goofy, you know, tongue in cheek. But like some of them, I'm trying to think like, were they really first person shooter or were they third person shooter? But
yeah, like Fortnite, that's third.
Fortnite's third person. I want to say Overwatch is third person too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously Hitman.
Yeah. Okay. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. I love that game.
Yeah.
I played every single one of them, you know.
Or Solid Gear, I think that was called.
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. Dude, that was, yeah.
The character, what was it? Solid Snake or
his
name or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. There's a funny story that I remember hearing about the guy that did the voice of the main character in Splinter Cell. And he was on a plane, and, you know, when you're on a plane, whatever, you kind of sit down and stewardess comes by, you know, of course he's probably like up in first class or, you know, whatever. Can I get you something to drink or something like that? And the guy that's sitting next to him says like, oh, I'll have this, blah, blah, blah. And he sits down and she looks to the guy who does the voice of him, which I can't remember his name right now, but he's the trainee fighter pilot in the original Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That kind of talks like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome guy, right? And so the guy sits down and he's like doing something. And so the guy who voices Splinter Cell, you know, orders his drink. And he says, the guy froze. And then turned and looked at him. And the character's name in the game is Sam. And he's like, Sam? And he just looks at him. He says, yeah, I do the voice for him. He's like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's like some business guy. He's like, I play Splinter Cell. Yeah. Dude, Splinter Cell's the best. Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got one of my honorable mentions is Doom, mainly because I didn't play that one first, so the one that I played first kind of took its spot.
Fair.
And then I also got Call of Duty 2, the Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
That one's really good.
Yep.
That one was always a popular one at our house. That's why I didn't really play it a whole lot because I didn't get to play it a whole lot. So, but I've got the original Halo in my top 5 because I don't really remember playing any of the other ones, even though I know they obviously came out. Call of Duty's Big Red 1, kind of like yours with the, you know, Battlefield 1942.
Yeah.
It's all World War II based.
Yep.
World War II weaponry.
Yep.
That one was really, really fun. GoldenEye. Had GoldenEye.
Yes.
Yep. That one.
I just didn't have a Nintendo back in the day.
Yeah. I was able to, we were able to get one and my friends had one. So we always played it on and that controller with the joystick changed the game too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Made it super easy. Yeah, it was great. And then the little D-pad where it's like forward, backward, side. And then the joystick was just to control the shooting. And then you had the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't beat that.
Well, and the great thing about that, and again, I give solid props to Nintendo. Like, people can hate on Nintendo, especially now with what they've done with the Switch 2 and everything else. I mean, it's their company. They can do whatever they want. But in areas that people are like, they should have been innovating more, but then in others, you're just like, but wait a minute, like, they're already pushing the boundaries, like, here, here, and here. And the reason why they've been able to survive as long as they have is because their video game production house makes a ton of video games, but they're video games that people really want to play.
Yeah.
And people are totally okay literally wasting hundreds of hours in front of them.
Yep.
And, dude, GoldenEye was probably the best choice because, again, their consoles, you could link those consoles together and play.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's just.
Yep. And then the OG Rainbow Six. I remember that was like when online gaming was in its infancy.
Yes.
And you had to have it like its own line to it. And even then it was still spotty at best. I remember playing with some friends and we'd always get together and God, we'd always play. It was so hard. So hard.
Dude, that's what's great about there's certain games that I think they're built to like yes, like in Rainbow Six, you get shot, you're dead.
Yeah.
Like it is not like, oh, I got shot like 50 times. Okay, I'll kind of bleed out over here and then I'll like wrap some bandages around me.
Yeah,
and totally
you can
fine.
only carry so much stuff.
Yes. Like,
it
and that's
the
like
one of the most realistic things ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
there's a company called From Software. From Software. They make awesome, horribly torturous video games.
Yeah.
Elden Ring is one of them. Dark Souls is like their whole other series. And I love Elden Ring because in the very beginning, they show you exactly a lot like Rainbow Six that, this is kind of what you're getting into. So you go through the tutorial and you're like, oh, okay, cool. You're out. You go out to this giant valley area and you see an enemy. There's a guy on a horse. And you're like, okay, I just got done with the tutorial. I'm going to go kill that guy on a horse. And of course you run up and the guy on the horse sees you. And so he starts coming towards you. You're like, yeah, I'll dodge and I'll hit him and I'll, have to like battle a little bit. And it might be kind of hard. No, he hits you once and you're just dead. You're like, what the dude, like okay, maybe I did something wrong. You try to get, nope. Quite literally, like you are so many levels under where you need to be at to fight this guy. And it's just kind of their way of like saying, yeah, this is kind of how this game is. Dying's a feature.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Rainbow Six. Like,
yeah,
it is a feature that you can't carry a lot of crap.
No.
That you get shot once, you're dead. So like, be careful. Like you have to actually use strategy. Oh, awesome.
And then the original Wolfenstein. I remember playing that one first, and I was all like, holy crap, this is awesome. And then when you got the little Gatling gun, you're like, I am virtually God in this realm. Yeah, that was fun. Also, I forgot to mention this in my honorable mentions. I had this game at one point. I have since lost it because I can't remember my login information for the Quest, the VR thing. Yeah, so we had a bunch of games, and they're somewhere, but I can't retrieve them. It was called Contractor, and it was a shooter game.
Yeah.
And it was the most realistic shooter game ever. Like, you had a plate vest.
Yeah.
With your magazines, grenades, a knife. And when you ran out, you had to eject, grab one, load it, and rack it before you could start shooting again. And then you could put it away, grab a pistol, and I was like,
dude,
it was pretty legit.
That's awesome.
It was hard though.
Yeah.
Because the button configuration and then all that other and like to shoot, you had to line up both controllers.
Yes.
Like you were shooting a gun. Yep. I was like, this is interesting. So that was a good one. But let us know what your top 5 first-person shooters are, and if a lot of ours made the list. But moving on to our Ask a Sensei. All right, so we've got some gamer slang. I think you'll do pretty good at this. I asked Paige and Finn earlier the week how they did with it. First gamer slang is AFK.
Away from keyboard.
Away from keyboard.
Yep.
GG.
Good game.
Good game.
Yep.
IRL.
In real life.
In real life. Yep. Buff.
Hold on. Buff is it's just something that you get in order to increase your stats.
Yeah, it's to make your character stronger. Yep. Camping.
It's fun. Some people don't like it.
Jamin camps a lot.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
Dude, it pisses a lot of people off.
So when he plays certain games, he'll just go to one certain spot.
Because he knows. Yeah.
Yeah. I've also seen this person on Instagram. I don't even know what game they're playing, but their skin is a predator.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and they just hide out in a tree and they shoot everybody on the ground, and it pisses everybody off, and then it makes the predator sound.
No.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay. Yeah, and he just destroyed it, and everybody's just cussing and getting pissed because like, where the hell is it coming from? And then all of a sudden the game's over because he won. So I don't even know what game he's playing. All right, next one, grinding.
Grinding is what you do in order to, basically, it's a lot of like menial tasks that you have to do in order to get stats or increase money or supplies in order to build shit.
Yeah, repetitive tasks for experience.
Yep.
Meta.
Meta is bigger. Is
most effective tactic available.
Yep.
That's meta.
Yep.
Nerf
is one thing that gamers hate. Okay, so nerfing is just like the actual toy. So you take a MP5 and you nerf it down, so then it just shoots foam bullets that don't do jack diddly squat. Sucks. So it's basically making weaker than what it originally was.
Yeah, so the definition that was given was developer weakens character for balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be character, it could be weapons, it could be, anything, but they do it to balance things out. And it just sucks because a lot of times you develop your play style according to what's already there, and then when they nerf everything, it totally like changes how your character will roll at that point, and it's stupid.
Owned.
I hate getting pwned.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Get owned.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yep.
Honestly, I think probably the main reason why I don't play games anymore or much, or I'll probably never play online,
right,
is these stupid kids that are crazy good, and they'll beat the hell out of you, and they'll talk all sorts of shit, and you're just like, you do realize that I would literally beat the tar out of you if you were standing right in front of me, but since they have lots of mileage between them, they can say whatever they want. Oh, it drives me nuts. I get so angry when I see stuff like that.
Well, there's certain games that are like that I just don't play.
Yeah.
Like I used to be big into like the, like we talked about, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, that, where you're getting on with multiple people and stuff like that to play. And it just got to the point where it just wasn't fun anymore. You know,
and honestly, it teaches a lot of these kids just terrible habits and manners, and it's like, you can be good, and you can talk some trash. I'm not opposed to talking trash, but these kids just man, they feel like they can say whatever they want, and it's like, no, no.
That's why and I think because of that, there's two different, and of course you probably get to PvE and PvP.
No, I only got one more term.
Okay. Well, hit your term, and then we'll talk about PvE, PvP.
Smurf.
I don't know Smurf.
Smurf.
What is Smurf?
It's experienced player creates a new account to play against bad players.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's what a Smurf is.
Well, I can see that. Yeah, where you're just like, these players are dicks. So I'm going to create a new account and just mess with them. Yeah. That's good. Okay, so two more then, PvE and PvP.
PvE and PvP.
Yeah.
Okay,
so PvP is player versus player.
Okay.
So when you get on there with multiplayer, stuff like that, like I'm going to be playing against other players in this map. Okay. Then you've got PvE, which is player versus the environment. The environment is any other NPC, another one. Non-player controlled. Yeah, non-player character.
Yeah.
Non-player controlled. Characters and stuff like that. Generally waves of enemies and stuff that are going to be coming towards you. So I've seen a rise in PvE type gaming. Because in the very beginning, like it was like, you would like on online multiplayer games, it was like, you'd play against other players and stuff like that. And, and then you would get some type of like wave type game and stuff like that. One game that I really, really liked with it was Mass Effect. Mass Effect 2 was just awesome with that. They had a great multiplayer, and you played as a cooperative. And so I honestly think that that's why the game right now, currently Helldivers, has done so well, is because it's simple. It's just a 4-player PvE, where you work as a cooperative to accomplish certain tasks on this map as, these NPC characters try to just kill you.
Yeah.
And those games I've gotten more into because you are working together as a crew. And you don't have to deal with like the shit talking and some 12-year-olds who doesn't even have hair on his balls being like, I told you, it's like, dude, buddy, like, A, I make more money than you. B, I'm probably dating your mom, so just shut up.
Yeah. So kids out there that are playing and just talking all sorts of nonsense online, just don't. Yeah.
It's not like it doesn't make you like a better player to talk crap to anybody else.
No.
It just doesn't.
But moving on to our next question. All right, question number 2. Kind of already hinted at it. What do you got for us?
So question number 2 is, especially when it comes to video gaming and stuff like that, and with the announcement of I don't know if you guys have been following. I follow it because
you did talk about it a little bit.
I did, even though, like, yes, I have adult money.
I think you talked about this a month or so ago about the Xbox.
Yeah. And so
if you haven't known, go back a few episodes.
Go back a few episodes. It's fine. Yeah. So I kind of wonder if and when the convergence of console gaming to PC gaming will converge and it'll be the same.
Yeah, I feel like that's on its way for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the reason why I say that is because, and Xbox has been doing this for a while, that if you bought a PC video game through their digital store and stuff like that, which, again, that was another big controversial thing when Xbox was going to come out and be like, we're not going to be selling, discs with the games and everything's else. Yeah. Everything's going to be download, dude. The environment and the customer base lost their minds.
Yeah, I go through waves with that. Like, I love the convenience of digital, like, especially like like media, like movies, stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like they can turn it off whenever they want.
You don't own it at all,
even though you can pay for it, but you physically do not have it. So therefore, you don't own it.
Well, and that's the other thing. So, like, with the way the games are going right now is that there is unfortunately, you have to be connected to the internet, to their servers to play those games.
Yep.
And gone are the days of like, oh yeah, I've got this disc. I can just throw the disc in and I'll just play the game.
Yep.
If I don't want to do the multiplayer side, I still have the base storyline. So many games are coming out where there's no option for that because there's no base storyline because it's all multiplayer anyway.
Yep.
Which is a problem in and of itself. But anyway,
it really is.
But they, when they came out with like the whole digital game thing, they also came out and said like, yes, if you buy the PC version of the game, and the game also has an Xbox version, you get the Xbox version. So, or vice versa. Like, oh yeah, I bought this game and play it on, Xbox. Well, guess what? It's in your PC library as well, as long as you're running a Windows machine.
Yeah.
Which again was great, but even with your Xbox 360, the Xbox One, the Xbox One X, the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, like they are super good at what they do. Are they up to the point where it's able to run, full, 8K graphics at Baldur's Gate and everything else with all of the, pixel shading and everything else that the game was really meant to do? No. Is your 4K TV going to be able to process that? Also, no. So is there a point where too much is too much?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, again, 20 years ago, back in the early 2000s, I mean, yeah, like pixel shading mattered because everything else is just really kind of polygonal,
Yeah.
Like if you want to see the evolution of what video games could do, look at the evolution of Lara Croft.
Yeah.
You...
Foreshadowing. Yeah. That was, yeah. No. No, I agree.
And so like it's kind of crazy because I can't remember which video game it is, but there's a game out there that the rendered pixels for the butt of one of the female characters like eclipses all pixels in like in this other, like they use it and it's kind of a funny metric where they're like, oh yeah, there's more rendered pixels in that girl's butt, in this video game than there are in this game in its entirety.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my gosh. But like where does that converge where you've got really, really high-end graphics that you can put into a I hate to say like a tabletop or like a very, very simple, entertainment center next to your TV convenience and get the same amount of graphics that you're going to get out of a tower or something extremely similar that, that you're not going to be able to notice. And I think I think that's their plan with their Steam Deck Xbox experience that they're going to come out with their new console.
Yeah, I definitely just think they need to make it one. I think Apple needs to buy PlayStation, and they just
from Sony.
Yeah, and just integrate it into all of their laptops or PCs. They don't make towers, do they?
They do not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can get a tower and make it custom and everything else.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with, not the problem, it's just it's a different screwdriver for a different tool. PCs are really good at certain things. Apple's are really good at other things.
Yeah.
Would I choose to buy a PC to do any type of video editing, any type of creative editing, like
probably not.
Photoshop, if I'm going to do Illustrator, if I'm going to do any type of that type of stuff, would I use a PC for that? No way in hell would I use any of that.
Yeah.
Why? It sucks at that. Like, it is awful. It is horrible.
Yeah.
Would I buy an Apple to video game on? No.
Yeah.
And again, it's the same reason. It's not built for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I think a lot of times people look at computers as, as like a hammer. When you've got a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's not. Some things are screwdrivers, some things are bolts, something,
Yeah, but I definitely think that they just need to integrate the standalone consoles into PCs and then, but they won't because there's no money in that. So,
no.
Yeah, because it'd be like, dude, I could buy this one thing. I can game. I can do all my online stuff. Like, I can do everything online with just this one tower. Like, I'll spend $2,000 to buy that one thing.
Right.
Instead of like $500 here, $1,000 there, another $500 here, another $800 here.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you get a nice monitor, get a good tower, get yourself a keyboard and a mouse, or I mean, at that point, people still use controllers.
Yeah.
So
actually, my son, he's switched over because he was, we haven't had any like, PCs to game on, so he's just had controllers his whole life until recently. He's actually switched from controllers to keyboard and mouse, and you can integrate keyboard and mouse into the your Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
And so it's just, you just plug it.
Jamin plays like the Call of Duty mobile on his phone with a controller.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you're like hunched over. It's on your lap. Like, he's going to have neck problems.
On a screen this big.
On a screen that big. When one room over, you have a 50-inch screen TV with a nice chair.
Yeah.
For you to play games on, and you hardly use it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude. And like, he does everything on his phone. I go, why don't you go in the living room and watch it with surround sound. Like, that's okay. He's like, no. And I'm like, I just don't get it. It's just, it's not my era either. It's like, because we were talking about this, and like Tyler and I were like, we're TVs. Like, we want to watch it on a TV.
Right.
And Martine and Nick were like, I'll just watch it on my phone.
Yep.
And I'm like, no, TV. Like, if I don't have to watch it on my phone, I will not watch it on my phone.
Well, and I've noticed even for myself, especially when I'm like, because again, and dude, I'm struggle bussing, to do this whole single dad thing and everything else right now. Dude, I tip my hat to Tyler, because I know how much, I know how much is on his plate.
Yeah. It gets easier. I don't want to say it gets easier. You just get better at it.
Yeah, and he's freaking killing it. Like,
yeah.
Good job, Tyler. Yeah. If you watch this, good job.
He doesn't have time to watch this.
I know he doesn't. So, but for for me to watch any shows or anything else that I want to kind of watch.
He was speaking of shows, he was telling me he watched one episode of, I think, The Black Rabbit on Netflix. Took him like a week.
The Black Rabbit.
It's called Black Rabbit. I don't even know. It's some short story things. He's big on it. So he's like, yeah.
Oh, are you talking about Black Mirror?
No, I think it's called The Black Rabbit.
Oh.
Yeah, he said it took him over a week to watch
just to watch a single episode.
Yeah.
So I'll throw on a show or a series or something like that, as long as it's something that I don't have to sit and really watch and pay attention to. Like anything written by Christopher Nolan, forget it. Just forget it. But a series that it's okay, this is a sitcom series. Okay, I hear a lot of good things about Modern Family. I haven't seen Modern Family.
Big Bang.
Yeah. I will put that on my phone, throw my headphones in, and then no joke, wash dishes, unload the dishwasher, mop the floor. Yeah. Scrub a toilet. Why? Because I don't have to be watching that. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed that for me, there's a lot of things just because I'm hustling to get everything done. Mm-hmm. That I just so I can see where their generation's coming up, where it's just the convenience factor.
Yeah. It's a huge convenience.
Being able to also sit and watch this wherever I'm at is huge. And I can see that. I can see also the convenience factor of gaming like that too.
Yeah.
But again, when it comes down to it, though, it's I want to sit down in front of my 70-inch TV, and surround sound with, Dolby Atmos and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
If I'm watching a movie, I want the floor to vibrate.
Yes.
I want the freaking earth to move, Yeah. Yeah. If I'm watching Dune, I want the thumpers to vibrate and reverberate the walls of my house.
I have still not watched all of Dune.
Oh, dude.
But it's I do, but do I want to dedicate 6 hours to watch it? It's like the Lord of the Rings. So.
Or Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
It's 5 hours long.
Yeah.
I won't tell you how many times I've seen that.
No, exactly.
Because especially if I'm at work, there's a thing that we do. It's called reappraisal, where we have to actually go through sections of neighborhoods and generally with make sure that as much as we can that the information is correct according to sales data and stuff like that for valuation. And generally the neighborhoods that we're looking at is anywhere between 500-600 to 2,000 to 3,000 homes. And so we're trying to get this done as quickly as possible because there's only 40 people in our office and there's over 370,000 parcels and blah, blah, blah. So we're trying to do the best we can with the short amount of staff that we have. So, and it's very data entry type mind-numbing work.
Yeah.
It makes it very, very nice to throw on a movie that I've seen several times that's 5 hours long that takes the majority of my day to I think Justice League is great. I'm going to put that in, But yeah, but sitting down and watching it, oh, dude, there's nothing better than again, I've got a couple of shows that I just absolutely love for the story and everything else. Man of Steel. It's one of my faves. Yeah.
It's a good one.
And you just to crank up the volume, to feel the.
Yep.
And you can't get that. I don't care who you are. I don't care how nice of headphones you've got. You're not going to get that same feeling.
No.
But yeah, like the big question is like, going back to the consoles and stuff like that, when are we going to get to that point where the graphics and everything else are so good that PC gaming just is not a thing that we really worry about anymore?
Yeah,
because the convenience factor of, even again, like you said, the whole reason why I bought Xboxes and stuff like that for my house back in the day was because how much was a Blu-ray player back in the day? $500, and then, well, you got to get a streaming machine. It's like, okay, well, that's another $200, well, then why don't I just buy like an Xbox or a PlayStation, because I get a Blu-ray player, I get all of the streaming apps that I want, and it delivers it in 4K. Done.
Yeah.
For $500.
Yep.
Even for $1,000, it's a deal.
Yep.
So
I definitely think they're on the verge of merging.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But let us know what you think. And now moving on. All right. This question, you can use it for, hey, Sarah, you can use it for gaming, or you can use it for just meeting people. It's what are some, and I hate using these terms, but everybody knows them. What are some green flags and red flags? So like when you're meeting people and they do something, you're like, yep, we can instantly become friends. What are some of those that are like a go-to every time?
So go
or
to
deal breakers.
Go to green flags.
Sure.
Let's do green flags first, because I think it's a very human thing to be able to point out all the negative bullcrap.
Yeah,
that's
we
going
want to
on.
point out
Let's
more
put
of
out
the positive
pull out
stuff.
the positive stuff. Green flags are people who are, I'm not gonna say happy, but I'm gonna say genuinely content.
Yeah.
Who are just really kind of okay with who they are. That they're just like, yeah, like, okay, cool, let's hang out. Like, can you? And I think by being genuinely content, you can keep a conversation pretty easily.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I'm content with myself. I don't have to prove anything to you.
Yeah, you're not trying to like upstage people.
Right. And honestly, it comes down to the point, like, I really want to know more about you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I will share part of this story that I have to add to, not to, I was about to say augment, not to change it, but to add to, to the story and everything else, and to kind of keep things going along. People that can flow with the situation. That if something goes wrong, that they're just like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, who cares? Like, we're just gonna make this work, and you can relax, and it's not that big of a deal. There are certain things that, yes, you probably should freak out on, but 90% of that is not what we should be freaking out on.
Yeah, I would definitely say if Journey's Don't Stop Believing comes on and you don't start kind of lip singing or singing, that's both a red and green flag for me. It's like, if you start singing, be like, okay, I think we can be friends now.
We can be friends.
If you don't start singing, and be like, what's wrong with them? I think there's something off. Or if they're like, what is this? Excuse me?
Can we change
Leave.
the station? It's like, no, we're not. You can.
Yeah.
Here's a gamer tag. Here's a gamer term for you. GTFO.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Or if people instantly start talking in like movie quotes.
Yes.
I'm like, all right, you're
Dude,
in.
movie quotes or song lyrics.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
I do have a couple like favorite song lyrics and movie quotes that I use a lot. Especially because, of course, I-15 is the only interstate that really runs through Salt Lake because of the valley. You've got the belt loop, but those don't count.
Yeah.
But Dave Matthews always comes up. Got more cars than a beach got sand.
Yeah.
Suck it up, zip, suck it up, fill it up.
Yeah.
To go down. Yeah. That one. The other one is if my kids, if any part of their body hurts. Oh, that hurts? Oh, well, now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duties. Anybody else fingers hurt?
Does anybody else
think so.
I don't think so. Exactly. Yeah. So if you don't,
You don't get that?
yeah, or if you don't start spouting off movie quotes, or like the one, oh God, I use way too often is "You're Killing Me, Smalls."
All the time.
All the time. Yeah. So it's like if you don't start speaking movie, or if you don't understand the movie quotes, it's probably going to take a little while for you to get in the inner circle.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's nothing but a flesh wound.
Yeah.
I've had worse. You lie.
I ain't got time to bleed. Yeah.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Exactly. See? Instant success. Instant success.
Oh man. Do you have a movie that do you have a comfort movie, or do you have a movie that you watch very frequently?
Oh, I got a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it kind of like rotates, I would say.
Okay.
But it's like if you're in a happy, like goofy mood, it's probably like Tropic Thunder or you know.
Mother Nature's in her pants.
Yeah. Exactly. You know. But then I'll start going through like war movies and
Yep.
yeah, or drama. Dramas too. But yeah, there's a big rotation. So yeah, probably the biggest red flag, and it's kind of silly, but if you ever like I just automatically instantly start doubting, or they're instantly at like arm's length, is when you go somewhere and someone orders a steak well done. I know it's silly.
No, it's not.
But if somebody orders a steak well done, I'm like, I don't know if I can trust you now.
So funny that you mentioned that. So I love to cook. Mentioned that several times on here. And for some reason, while I would cook, if I ever ruined meat, like overcooked it, didn't do it right, whatever, it would, like, I would get so ragingly pissed.
It bothers me too.
And I'm just like, what the, and I never really could pinpoint why, because it wasn't because like something that's difficult.
Yeah, and you got to practice.
Something that's stupid hard for me to do. And I'm just like, I can't figure this out, blah, blah, blah. Didn't work. And I should just be like, yeah, it didn't work because this is new. The technique is difficult.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about it. Did you get all the right ingredients? Did you do the right process? Like, okay, follow the process and then fix whatever it was and then move forward.
Yeah.
A lot of things that, in the martial arts industry, that's what you do. It's like I got punched in the face. Do I sit there and cry about it? No. Like, okay, why did I get punched in the face? Well, your hands are down, dummy. Oh, yeah, that's right. I probably should keep my hands up. But I was watching Alton Brown, and he put it so eloquently that I was like, that's why. And he said whenever because he had the same issue, like when he would mess meat up or something like that, or burn meat, he says, I would get so upset and frustrated, mainly because my job is to take the sacrifice that animal gave me and make it the best that it is ever supposed to be.
That's a good way to think
and
about
that
it.
if I take that and I burn it, cook it to medium. And again, a lot of people are like, well, that's their choice. It's like, stop. Okay, fine. Then don't order steak. If you want something well done, order the chicken.
Yeah. Or get jerky.
Or get, like
something that's supposed to be like
something
that.
That's supposed to be like that. But my purpose as a cook is to make that meat the best possible. And so that's why, yes, when people ask for something that's medium or like medium well or well done, and I'm just like, what is wrong with you? That's not how that's supposed to go. That it's sad, and I'm like, all right, like, again, I don't know if we could be friends at this point because, or people who going to the red flag land, because food is, I love food. There's a fat boy inside me, and trust me, he's coming out lately. I haven't been on the scale because there's nothing there but hurt feelings.
Numbers are supposed to be impartial, but they can really hurt.
They can really hurt.
They can hurt your feelings.
But yeah, there were certain family members that I used to have that would look at me and be like, yeah, if it's like a high-end dinner or McDonald's, I can't tell the difference. And I'm like, you can't, like, are you joking? Nope. There's macaroni and cheese out of a box, or if you make it from scratch, it's, it's the same thing to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, no, we can't be friends at that point, because it's like do you not see a difference? Like, can you not taste a difference? Because there's not only taste, but there's mouthfeel. There's like a whole bunch of sensations that are going on there with that food being made. Can you not tell the quality of ingredients that are there?
Yeah.
There's several things that I've made, and I've changed ingredients that I've used. It's same stuff that I've made before, but changed the ingredients. And even my kids are like, I'm like, they're like, this is better. I'm like, yeah. Like, why is it better? It's like, okay, so instead of using just like regular, oil or whatever, it's like, yeah, I'm using Wagyu beef tallow. And they're like, and I'm like,
Nice.
I don't think it's like an actual like, thing that is like, well, I mean, it's probably placebo and everything else. No, I think it's like with certain key ingredients, if they're really good, you can tell a difference.
But let us know what your green and red flags are, and if you have any, or if you even know what they are. But moving on. All right, what's fourth question?
Fourth question, it's a hot take.
Fast take.
It's going to be fast. And it's, again, kind of like it was, my second question is in combination to the first one that I had about, consoles and everything else. Do video game prices need to go up?
I want to say no, but with anything, if you have a good value and the service and the product is better, then it will naturally have to go up.
Right. So if we were to dial the clock back, let's say, for example, 10 years, so go back to, 2015, okay, a standard video game price was, $69.95 back then, okay? Yep. What's the video game price today?
I have no idea. I would assume
$69.95.
Yeah.
It is the same. 10 years. Now, of course, now they've got like, it's $69.95, but we have these DLCs that you can buy out the gate, which then make the game fully functional, which then cranks the price actually up to about $100, which is where it should be.
Well, at the same time, it's like now you don't have the disc, so it cuts down on operating costs.
100%.
So I would assume because now they don't have an extra expense, the profit margin's going to be greater. So now they technically shouldn't have to raise the price and still get the same amount of profit now that everything's streamed. Well, but I don't know what the cost is to like for servers and maintenance and all that stuff of just streaming. So I don't know if it offsets the cost of a physical media.
Right.
But
if you're looking at like the physical media cost, like even like on a Blu-ray, disc that they're going to put the video game on to compact all that data and stuff on. Let's even say it's $1. Okay, cool. The case that you're going to stick it in, it's another $1.
Yeah.
So you got $2 out of 70. It's like, okay. you know. And the reason why I say that, I honestly think that they, and again, like we talked about in the very beginning with credit card fees and stuff like that, it's like, how about you just charge people, like wrap all of the costs into it and give people the full product that they want.
Yeah.
Don't piecemeal it up. Don't nickel and dime them to death.
Yeah,
just charge what it is and then call it a day.
I agree, because you get the base model, then it's like, oh, if you want this, you got to upgrade. And if you want this, you got to upgrade.
Right.
Then the next thing you know, when you get everything you want, the price is $100.
Yeah, $120.
It's like, yeah, just charge $100. You get everything. You're good to go.
I mean, good heavens! Like I've had video game consoles for a long time. Like I said, look it up. The Odyssey 2000 was one of the first video game consoles we had in my house. Wicked, kind of fun, cool. So for those of you that are listening, look it up. The next one was the original Sega.
I had a Nintendo.
Yeah. So Sega Nintendo, that was like the beginning of the console wars.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember when I got this, and I can't remember the name of the game. It was this Apache attack helicopter game that was on the Sega, and this was when we were living in Idaho Falls, so it's in the early 90s, and I remember because I had to save up money and I ordered the game and it came, and the game itself in the early 90s was $40.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so from the early 90s to 2015
is $20 increase.
It was a $20 increase.
Yeah.
Like, okay, but let's look at the graphic development. Let's look at the, everything else that's in there. Okay, cool. So that was 20 years. And even then in 2015, like the prices were stupid low and they should have, like, just by going by base inflation, should have been higher.
Yeah.
But again, looking at it now, it's like a basic video game is like, you could pick it up for like, $60, $70.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, but then you've got all this DLC stuff and this stuff I'm like, no, just sell me the full game.
Yeah. Put everything on it, charge more.
Sell me the full game, charge more.
Yeah, don't nickel and dime people.
It's kind of like one of my, speaking of comfort movies, anytime I get aggravated and frustrated at the banking system and finance and stuff like that, I watch The Big Short.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. Awesome. And there's one part in that scene. He's like, if you have to charge more, or sorry, if you, when he's talking to this one person, it's like, well, if you're going to charge less, then charge less. What's wrong with you? And I was like, well, if we don't give them what they want, they'll just go right down the street. It's like, okay, well then who cares? Like, but charge what you have to. And, and that, cause that's the thing, like, again, looking at video games from 10 years ago to today, you're not going to tell me that the graphics aren't better and gameplay is better today than it was 10 years ago.
Exactly. So video games, unfortunately, they need to go
prices up. Higher or lower.
But moving on to our fight scene. All right, this week's fight scene. I only know kind of a little bit about one of the characters, but we've got Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Versus Lara Croft. So they're both kind of in that like Indiana Jones style type.
They kind of are.
But I don't know too much about Nathan Drake.
I will admit that I do not know much about him, but I know a lot about Lara Croft.
I think everybody knows more about Lara Croft. She was every young millennial Gen X's like first crush, I think.
Even when she was like polygonal, pixelated, and you're just like, what? They can make your character have, make them have boobs?
Yeah.
They're triangles, literally.
Yeah. but who you got? Round one will go the Uncharted universe, Lara Croft versus Nathan Drake.
I'm biased. I'm going to go Lara Croft all the way on this.
Yeah, I would have to.
I mean,
I'm going to go Lara Croft also.
Dude.
So she's got guns. I don't know if Nathan Drake does.
He kind of does.
So,
but,
all right, we got 1-0. All right, now the Lara Croft universe. That's Lara Croft. Yeah,
done.
Lara Croft. She wins. She'd whoop his ass all up and down that screen.
Oh, dude, no question.
Okay, now we've got him in a cage, just hand-to-hand combat. I still got Lara Croft beating the crap out of him.
Yeah, I mean, by way of video game lore and stuff like that, yes, I would have to go Lara Croft. In reality, though, like if we're going to be like, okay, we're in a cage, we're stripping away like the Lara Croft lore.
I think she's technically more skilled than he is. Now, he's probably a lot bigger than she is, but in this instance, I do believe that her skill level will trump his size.
Will trump his size, you
because
think?
He's not like... It's not like Eddie Hall fighting Lara Croft.
Right.
Like, is he bigger than her? Yes, but I don't think he's so much bigger that she can't handle it.
Well, I was thinking more of like, and I can't remember who Joe Rogan was having a conversation with. But he was having a conversation with somebody, and it was a girl, and she was like, okay, so let's say, for example, I train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And
there's just certain things that size will trump a lot of stuff, but I don't think she's like this 5'1" petite little,
right?
So 100%. she's a lot. I'm going off of the like Angelina Lara Croft, not the remake Lara Croft,
right? Where
she's like got some size to her, and she could hold. I definitely think she could hold her own. So I'm definitely taking her in round 3. So
I would take her in round 3, but again, not knowing
Because again, I don't know too much about Nathan Drake,
Yeah,
so
that's
I
what I
don't
was
know
about
what
to
his
say.
skill level is.
If
he's a novice, she wipes the floor with him.
wipes the floor with him.
If he's got some skill behind him, it's going to be a little bit more of a fight.
I would say like if he was built up and everything else like a Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, okay, yeah, like
not too many people are dealing with Joe Rogan though.
Right.
He's a different animal in and of itself.
100%.
So,
but if he had like that type of skill, that's when I would be like, okay, I'm sorry, Laura.
He would win.
Like if we're talking skill set is even to even, now it's there's just a level of strength that I don't think that Lara Croft in a realistic fight. Stuff.
But
like
I got 3-0.
Yeah, I would go 3-0. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Let us know who you think would win. But moving on. You got a joke this week?
I always like hear them and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to write that one down and bring it in with me. And then I get here and I'm like, crap, I didn't write that one down.
All right,
or bring it in with me.
I heard it's when I saw my trainer the other day, he asked me what kind of squat I was going to do. And I said, diddly.
Wow.
I was like, that was a good one.
Or there's this one, you know, it's like, yeah, you know, I had eggs this morning. Cadbury.
Cadbury. That's a good one too. All right, let us know what your favorite joke was this week that you heard, and let us know in the comments. All right, any shout outs you want to give anybody?
I'm just gonna shout out to like, you know, everybody who's you know, out there with their family and stuff right now during this holiday season. You know, just, you know, be appreciative of them and everything else. And you know, I think like I talked about this before, you know, especially when it comes to like your family members and stuff like that. You know, if you're older like me and, you know, like Mark, we're not old by any stretch of the imagination, but
Speak for yourself.
Depends. Certain days I wake up and I'm like, I'm feeling great. Other days it's like I'm 90.
When the weather's really cold,
oh dude,
it kind of reminds me. I'm like, God, I'm old.
Do you feeling it?
Yeah,
time?
I am.
Oh my gosh, my ankle's killing me. Anyway, but somebody put it this way, you know, like, okay, so like your parents are how old? Like, oh, my parents are 70. It's like, okay, cool. Let's say, for example, they lived to 80. Oh, yeah. It's like you've got 10 years to see them, right? It's like, yeah. How often do you see them every single year? Twice a year? Yeah. He says, okay, cool. He says that means that you only have 20 more times to see your parents and then they're gone. And that's 20 times. That's not considering that they're going to have the same mental capacity and faculties throughout all of those years.
Yeah, take
you know.
advantage.
So let's even say they've got 5 more years left, and that means you've only got 10 more times to see those people. And I don't think we think about that a lot. You know, a lot like, you know, people have made an analogy of, you know, the measuring tape. It's like, oh yeah, like a measuring tape every inch is a year. You know, you got 75 inches. Where are you at right now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I've
halfway.
got like, yeah, I'm at 35 inches. Like you only got 35 more left, bud.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? And are all of those 35 years going to be worth it? So just be appreciative of the family and stuff that you've got around you. Enjoy the time that you have with them, because you never know when that time is going to go away. So shout out to family, shout out to, you know, your significant others, your kids, parents, everything else, brothers and sisters and all that.
Yeah. Shout out. Oh, Shannon and I went to, what'd they call it? It was Christmas in the Midnight Sky or something like that. It was an event that Grace Lutheran put on last night, where they had like a dinner, and the cost to get in was a gift for a child.
Oh, cool.
So
that's awesome.
It was kind of like a toy drive. And then at the end of the night, one of the church members owns Lantis Fireworks. So they put on a fireworks show. And it was like a legit firework display. So that was a lot of fun. So shout out to them.
Yeah, that's
moving on to our final thoughts. Well, final thoughts, you kind of already hit on them.
Yeah.
Just take advantage of the time that you have with the people around you, and don't waste it.
Don't waste it.
Yeah. Be thankful and grateful for it. So thank you for joining us this week, and we'll make sure we see you next week.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Peace out, guys.